What's up, guys? I got a lot of the Ted Nomura comics on eBay. He had eventually done Luftwaffe 46, Kamikaze 46. The biggest thing he did, though, was this World War II 46. And all of the issues were in color, so it's fascinating. I picked these three issues for particular reasons. Of course, this one here focusing on the Japan, where Ted talks about his grandfather, Nobuharu Nomura, right? It was a combat engineer corps. You get to see him, right? My grandfather was a German soldier in Russia, actually in France and in Russia, on the von Manstein. It's interesting too that he mentions with his mother. My mother was a witness to the Tokyo firebombing, the terrible firebombing Holocaust, Tokyo, March 10th, her 10th birthday. Right? Now, of course, Ted is born in Japan. He's pure Japanese, but he moved to America, and he sort of feels, he likes America too. He's very fair to the Americans in all these stories. I, of course, am the opposite. I feel the English-speaking peoples of World War II were the actual villains, not the Soviets. Yeah. But that's just me. But regardless, I like how he starts off here, right? Japan, a country which had turned its back on the world around the same time that this little plantation business venture colony is going on. This 300 years later or so, this country now, America, forces Japan to open the trade. So it's interesting how America and Japan have this sort of this one-sided relationship. And dude, the only disappointing thing to me is that this whole thing, nothing was ever covered with Italy. Right? Italy always gets short thrift. I've shown you the truth about what happened with the Italians in the war, and even some of the worst things that happened after the so-called armistice, where more Italians are bombed and killed by the Allies than before. And you get the cool. I mean, the color really looks good. I'm glad they're able to do color here, but here's the firebombing, right? And this little girl. This is supposed to be Ted's mother. And she doesn't know. Fumio, where are you going? She's a little girl. She just sees all these lights. Yeah, that's my fireworks. That's my birthday. More. She has no idea what's going on. Look at that face. Fumio, get inside the house. Now, of course, I'm going to be, down on the Americans, but, yeah, I mean, most of these guys, what the hell, you do what, you're going to do what you're ordered to do. So, I mean, you're in the military. Of course, what they did that night was they incinerated more than 100,000 people. Now, this incident, of course, this actually happened. I'm sure it happened more than once. But the particular, I remember the Japanese officer who had the police, I believe a police officer actually had recounted this story. Of course, imagine being one of these poor bastards shot down over Japan, and he's like, "Hey, take it easy. I'm surrendering." Right? And then the fucking people want to kill him. He murdered my family. Kill him. And then, they mentioned the kid. He grabbed the gun, he threw down, and he shot himself. Right? Of course, the military police were like, "What? Move aside, where's the survivor?" And the woman, they kept mentioning, the military police guy kept mentioning how the woman said, how he was so young, how could he have killed so many of us? Now I think, well, who murdered, to me, who murdered this kid and who murdered your family? FDR did, right? I keep you out of war, you son of a bitch. So, anyway. Now, of course, we get the kamikazes, and this touching part here, of course, it's kind of cool seeing these young men. Remember, in this universe, in this reality, the war is going on longer. They have German advisors, because Germany is not defeated yet. They're still holding off the Allies. There's a gaijin outside, a female, gaijin. What gaijin is going to be walking around, freely is going to be your allies, the Germans. She must be German. The pilot who flew in that K-194, right? That's ridiculous. Women can't fly fighters, can they? Look how tall she is. Like a movie star, right? So this is Ted being enthralled with the Aryan princesses of of this amazing America. She sure is pretty. She's wearing an iron cross. Oh, I wish I had a Bukosho medal to show off to her. She's like, what's going on there? She's looking at us. Like that. Of course, this one character, of course, he's an artist. You're still drawing, huh? Right. We met 7 years ago in the Hitler Youth Festival. Oh, haha, yeah. Are you getting triggered? It's like, oh, these guys, they want women. I would die happy if I could meet that blonde beauty eye to eye. Yeah, like, you know how this is gonna end. Don't die, like, sayonara. And of course. I wish we met in another time. I would have visited her, asked her for a date, maybe even got married, had a real family. Maybe I could have made a living as a manga artist. Maybe we could have even visited America. I heard it's wonderful there. But we're born to die. God, I hate this lousy war. Alright. Yeah, so, you know, the wet quality, as was mentioned in the manga book. And now, of course, the firebombing that happened here, of course, in this alternate reality, Dresden still happens. For some reason, they have the story of, you know, he puts a lot of women in roles, right? Right, 43, we're going to total war, right? The unprepared German people were still running the factory at peacetime levels. They didn't think the fighting was going to be that long, right? Well, really, to take over the world, right? Why would they think it wouldn't take that long? Now, of course, the first major firebombing was where in Hamburg, right? Yeah, this happened a lot. This is why all the guys, these night guys, and all these men had pistols. So people burning to death, right? Nothing like that happens now, right? I think you see now. Anyway, get off it. Of course, they got these American characters, and I feel Ted wants to be a nice guy. I mean, he feels genuinely patriotic. I don't want to see all the Sergeant Rock, all the comics. I don't want to see any Americans anymore. I'm tired of them. I don't care about what happens to them. So, you know, and he covers, right, the largest maritime fatality disaster in history was, of course, the Wilhelm Gustloff. Right? He actually covered it. And I had gone over a video where he was having a reaction. He was writing a response to a certain person from a certain country who felt like, oh, you didn't mention, you know, what happened to a certain group of people enough. As if you don't have 98% of all your other shit to show you that. And Ted stood his ground. It was great reading that. I'd read it to you. Of course, all the young female cadets. Thousands drowned below. And of course, this poor Dora, everyone she knows is dying. And of course, the whole idea is the girl survives. Mina survived the disaster, recovered. She was quickly back at her job, this time in Dresden. So, I like this thing here, right? You got Bomber Harris. Now, of course, Bomber Harris had mentioned Dresden. He wanted to, but here, apparently he doesn't. Dresden, sir, but why? The target is a bloody cultural center. I'd rather miss my command to take another crack at Hitler in Berlin. Of course, remember the air battle of Berlin didn't go too well for the British, the RAF. Yeah. And who's this guy? Just follow orders, Harris. I'll handle the politics. Leave nothing standing. See, I love how it's getting out, right? The biggest villain of World War II. I just love it. I love it. Right in plain sight. Love it. Of course, February 13th, 1945, the apocalypse came. And this Mina, her luck with many other people runs out. want to defend our cities. So there's a character. I think this is a sister, one of the sisters of one of the other characters here. Otherwise you got the Americans, right? You army, you keep no talk, keep working. You armies, right? You murderers, all targets of opportunity. Strafe everything on the ground. And this is interesting too. This character, this is the other sister. I think she's an anti-Nazi resistance group. Now I don't know if she's a commie or what, but quiet you two. We're the German anti-Nazi resistance group. But I kind of like this here. It's your lucky day, gentlemen. It is my last day as a resistance leader. Tonight, I'll escort you to the escape route. Compliments of Odysseus. Tomorrow, I'll join the Luftwaffe and I'll defend my city from you allies. So it's interesting how she has decided, whatever she feels, she's going to defend her people after this Holocaust. That's right. But all is not lost. Oh, I like this. The world's first laser, mein Führer, the death ray that you demanded. Happy birthday, mein Führer. Oh, the future may still belong to Germany. Oh, it's funny. I don't know if this ever happens in the thing, because unfortunately, I will say these comics are kind of scattered a bit. Ted's as autistic as I am, right? But these are still, to me, these are some of the best World War II comics that were ever made, in my opinion. Okay, with all the decades of just one narrative being shown, it was nice to see this. And Ted is even-handed. Ted is not like me. I'm a biased motherfucker in the other direction. Ted was trying to be nice. Ted wants peace. Ted wants understanding. I actually do too. But just to end this, they made this annual. Okay, remember annuals, kids? Right? But it's mostly black. It's all black and white. There's an early Ted Nomura story, right? Early art, which is kind of cute. It's like you got tigers, the HE-162. Right? But the reason when I saw this story, and this is by Ben Dunn, this is the publisher of Antarctic Press. I remember this story. I remember back in the 80s, you didn't have a lot of manga translated into English. It was just starting maybe a year before in 86, right? Robotech had a huge impact on me. Not as escapist fantasy. Almost none of the stuff I like is escapist fantasy. It was a reflection of war. It was a reflection of actual historical events, recycled to science fiction, but showing the cost of things that I had not realized had already done my family in. It was just a delayed reaction decades later, okay? And then also a delayed reaction to what happened to this place I live in. But Messerschmitt, Antarctic Press, Ninja High School was one of the titles, but they also made an anthology called Magazine. Now, Magazine was of mixed quality, but this was in the first issue of it, and it's been reprinted here. And this is Ben Dunn basically doing an alternate World War II science fiction story. Basically, you have in North Africa, you have the German military, right? But what is this? When did they have this in World War II? Well, they have Messerschmitts, but they also have these kind of armored walking machines, reminiscent of the Tomino series Zabungle, Walker Machine Zabungle, which was kind of a lighter-hearted science fiction story from him with a lot of Looney Tunes type slapstick humor, which I recommend you check out on YouTube. It's not so grim like his other stuff, but that's basically what these kind of, just like Tiger X was taking Dogram designs, this was taking Zabungle designs, but whatever, it's fine. The story was just great because these are the characters: the older sergeant, the younger kid. Got a female, you got a female mechanic. He's like, And he takes him to a brothel somewhere in Tunisia, or no, Morocco, not Morocco. Somewhere in the Middle East, Libya. And you see, of course, while he's going to the brothel, the woman he recognizes, right? You rescued me a year ago. He's like, what? And then you start to see that, what the hell? Oh, these giant insectoid aliens Uh, Basically, imagine German planes, Messerschmitts fighting giant alien insects. And then my man got the walker machine panzers. Alright. And here he goes. Like, the whole thing. What are these creatures? What do they want? We've been fighting them for years and we still know nothing about them. Where do they come from? Who are they? What makes them want to turn our planet into a wasteland? I mean, why do they hate us? It seems so futile. We seem so alone in this war. That we're the only ones capable of fighting it. I only hope the rest of the world sees the danger. What are these? Hey, are they an allegory for something else? Don't do that. Don't get Ben in trouble. Nah, he didn't. I'm sure he didn't mean that, but regardless, it was a very human story. And I was hoping, right, that there was. I hope he really should have done a whole series of this, but this was all he ever did of it. So, but that alone, seeing this from a story from my past, which I didn't have a copy of it anymore, to see it here, well, it was awesome. I really wish. Hey Ben Dunn, man, you got a cool YouTube channel. You go after all the titty babies, right? Revive Messerschmitt. Come on, man, do it. Ben Dunn, come on, man. Revive Messerschmitt. We need it now more than ever. He's like, who is this guy? All right. These are the best these are my favorite World War II comics, as you can tell. To make up for 60 years of mostly garbage, jingoistic stuff, with exceptions. I still like Willie Schultz, Severin's Run on the Losers, a lot of the Haunted Tank stories, Enemy Ace, but this Forgotten series is probably the best ever done on World War II. I might cover other issues of relevant stuff, but like I said, with these long ass videos I do now, because why the hell not? I'm gonna try to make shorter vids again, I swear, but I don't care, man. Ted Nomura, where are you, bro? I hope you're alright, man.